This is Chet.
You remember me, Chet Ripley?
How you doing?
This is his family.
You can run around here naked as a bear and not worry about running into anybody.
This is Roman.
What a gas.
This is his family.
I'm waiting for the heads to rotate around and vomit pea soup.
They're about to spend 1 week together in the great outdoors.
We weren't invited.
They'll be tickled to death to see us.
Who invited him anyway?
But this is no holiday.
The man is an ass!
This is war.
You wouldn't know a good time if it fell out of the sky, landed on your face, and started to wiggle.
Are you gonna argue, or are you gonna enjoy yourself?
Danakyrod. Johncandy. The Great Outdoors. Outdoor fun for the whole family.
That had to hurt.
What's going on, guys? Welcome back to Tully Television, and today we're going to be doing a retro blast. But before we get into that, I want to thank everyone for stopping by, commenting, liking, sharing, subscribing, all of that beautiful YouTube stuff. I hope that I catch you in wonderful spirits today, and if I have yet to get your subscription, no worries. I hope today's the day I can earn it, and you hit that red subscribe bar down below. Hit all on that notification bell so you never miss a future episode of Tully Television. Today, though, we're going to celebrate entering the dog days of summer by diving into a classic summer movie called The Great Outdoors. Came out in 1988. Writer John Hughes, the mastermind behind such great movies as 16 Candles, Breakfast Club, Planes, Trains, and Automobiles, and our movie here, The Great Outdoors. The director, Howard Deuth, D-E-U-T-H. The initial budget was $24 million. It brought in $43 million. Not a bad outing. We have Johncandy as Chet Ripley, danakyrod as Roman Craig, Stephanie Farcy as Connie Ripley, Annette Bening as Kate Craig, Ian Gaiati as Ben Ripley, Chris Young as Buck Ripley, the older son, Lucy Diakins as Cammy, Hillary Gordon and Rebecca Gordon as Kara and Mara Craig. Now, the movie centers around the Ripley family going back to the honeymoon suite that Chet and his wife, Connie, had when they got married. The honeymoon suite, and they loved that vacation so much that they decided to bring the kids back to where it all started. And of course you got a 16, 17-year-old, and you got a 13 or 14-year-old. They're at the stages where hanging out with your family is secretly cool, but not really cool, because they want to do their own thing. It's summertime and they want to do their own thing. They get to the place. They seem like they're going to enjoy themselves. Chet has everything planned until his pesky brother-in-law Roman comes in and just meddles in the whole affair. We got all the usual antics that you would get coming with being in the nature setting. I will say there's a lot of funny scenes in here. There's a funny scene of a bat getting loose in the house and them trying to get the bat out. There's this pack of raccoon family, I guess, always getting in the garbage somehow. No matter what they do with the garbage cans, put rocks on the lids, do this, do that. These raccoons are always getting in and living their life for Riley with the scraps they're able to get the little sausage fingers on. And then another character that I love, because we share the same name. If those of you out there who aren't familiar or picked up on it, my real name obviously isn't Mr. or Tully. That's my last name. My name is Bart. And in the movie, the name of the bear that's in the movie is Bart the Bear. And let's see. Bart the Bear was born January 10th, 1977 and died May 10th, 2000. So that bear lasted 23 years. Yeah, there was a funny scene in the movie where near the end of the movie, Danakyrод's twin daughters disappears in a mist of an argument or getting scared because there's this thunderstorm happening. The daughters go running out, and it's up to Roman and Chet to go look for the girls. Roman finds the girls, but Chet comes across the legendary bear that he's been warned about with the local townspeople. You could tell because of the bald head where it was shot, who you're dealing with. And so, of course, Chet has to run away from his bear because he came across the bear in the woods. And when he runs back to the house, the wife is like, "Oh, there you are, it's great, the girls are back. Roman found the girls, do you want a sandwich?" And he's like, big. So she's like, all right, big sandwich. And he just keeps going, big bear. And everyone's just like, all right, big bear, what do you... And then the bear comes crashing through the door, and he's like bouncing on the door, and you see John Candy like, and everyone's bugging out, trying to hide, trying to scatter, and John Candy got knocked out a little bit. Too funny. And as he gets back up, he pushes the door back into the frame, and he goes, "Big bear chase me, big bear chase me." It's still like knocked for a loop. And so one of the townspeople comes and helps them, and winds up shooting the bear in the derriere, leaving the butt cheeks out bear, so to speak, a bear ass. And the bear runs off, and everyone thanks the guy for helping out. I always thought that was one of the funniest scenes in the movie. And another funny scene I always thought was in the movie was, I'll explain a little bit. Roman is like a schemer, and he came to try to eventually borrow money from Chet. And Roman's got to have the best of everything, the best car, the best clothes, the best of all of it. At no expense spared, especially if someone else is paying for the bill, so to speak. And they're at this steakhouse, and if you do this 96-ounce steak challenge, the meal is free, or like your whole party's meal is free. And so Roman is like, well, no harm in trying. All right there, big guy. And so he decides to take the challenge, and near the end you can start seeing John Candy getting the meat sweats, and the fork and knife, he's just, because you have to eat the whole meal, the whole plate, and so the hands start shaking every little last piece of the steak, and finally he gets that last piece of steak in, and he's like just barely got this in. except for this like nice little chunk of fat, you know, grizzle. And Chet is like, alright, I did it. He's wiping himself. And the cook, the chef, looks down at the grizzle and he's like, you're not done yet. And he's just like, no. And he winds up eating the grizzle. But the next scene you see of him go, no, you see him running out of the restaurant, getting sick, and he got basically a t-shirt to say he finished the challenge. But I thought that scene was funny as hell. Him trying to complete that 96-ounce steak challenge scene was hysterical. And on a little side note on that restaurant, the real name of that was called Ducey's Bar and Grill, located in Bass Lake, California. And shortly after the filming of that movie burnt down due to some sort of grill fire, gas fire, but they rebuilt it and they used they were able to use some of the things from the movie as part of the rebuild. And so, you know, part of that movie's history is in the rebuilding of that restaurant that they used as the steakhouse. So I thought that was a little interesting fact about the movie. Yeah, Roman basically comes uninvited to the vacation and eventually kind of messes everything up a little bit. Chet is getting aggravated because he wanted it to just be him and Connie and the kids. Roman eventually asks for money and Chet gets mad and they get into an argument. And so Roman lies about a story of Chet being drunk one night during the wedding day of him and Connie, and Roman lies to say that Chet was like, oh, F Roman, he's a schemer and this and that, and Chet doesn't remember saying that, but he apologizes and winds up lending the money to Roman. On the way home, on the ride back to his house, Roman decides that he felt guilty about what happened because he knew Chet was right and he was just trying to use Chet and Connie for money. So he basically goes back to apologize, and then that's when the thing with the girls and the bear happened, and Roman and Chet kind of clear the air with each other and realize that maybe they had preconceived notions of each other that maybe weren't necessarily true, or not as true as the other person thought, that there's more to the other person than originally thought. And so the movie ends on a good note like that. That family will be annoying, family is tough, but if you stick it together, you guys can get through anything type of scenario. I love that of even my own family, who I have and consider my own family. No matter what days we have, we're always going to try to find some good in the day and stick by each other when we're going through rough times. They do have a funny fishing scene in there where they go fishing and they fall asleep, and I'm trying to remember if they get caught in the rain or if it was like the movie Stand By Me where they got the leeches. I forget exactly, but I know the fishing trip was a debacle. The steakhouse was a debacle. This was a debacle. The bat, the raccoons, the local townspeople with their silly stories of the bear. It's all on vacation. It's all a vacation that you'll never forget. And the older son, his little storyline was he met this local town girl, Cammie, and they started crushing on each other. And he was supposed to meet her on the day of the steakhouse dinner, but being it took so long, it looked like he stood her up, but he really didn't, and she left. And this was like the days before, of course, obviously, text messaging and this and that, so you couldn't be like, oh, I'm running late. And then they made up and, you know, shared a little smooch or whatever. Basically his first successful attempt at getting a girlfriend, so to speak. And you figure maybe they stayed in contact a little bit after that, but, you know, he certainly enjoyed his vacation. They all seem to enjoy their vacation at the end. Great cast. I mean, danakyrod and John Candy alone should get your butts in the seat if you love comedy movies. And then you have Annette Bening in there. It's a classic actress herself. I love her in American Beauty. I thought she did well in that movie. Of course, this was always one of my favorite John Candy movies. I loved him in Uncle Buck. I loved him in Canadian Bacon, and this movie just was the bee's knees for me. Of course, you know danakyrod as one of the original Ghostbusters. The father to Veda and My Girl. Yeah, so you know, a good esteemed cast. I give this movie 8.5 out of 10 for laughs and hits you right in the feels, in the heart in some scenes. And it's really worth the watch. It's a really funny movie. It's a classic. Like I said, you have a great cast, great comedy timing, and John Hughes, the writer, like I said, a list of classics himself. So you really can't miss with this movie. Definitely a B+. So if you're looking for a fun summer movie to watch, this will be it, The Great Outdoors. So that's it for that, and as I wrap it up, I just want to thank you guys again for liking, subscribing, sharing, commenting, hitting all on that bell notification, and if you haven't, I hope that I earned that today. And thank you for stopping by. And until next time, Schnookums, don't leave your food out or Bart the Bear is gonna come for ya. Peace.
I'm making you a sandwich.
Big. Ooh, big.
Big? All right, we'll make a big one.
Big bear.
Big bear.
No, true. Out there.
We're glad you're home, honey.
Big bear, chase. Big bear, chase.
What does he say?
What? Big bear, chase me.
Oh, get off! Get off, you son of a bitch! Oh, Roman! Wow! Uncle! Ah! Mom? through here. What guys are here? Shoot him! Shoot him! No, it's not. It's a goddamn lamp. But it's loaded. Oh!
Oh, right in the...